Prefaces and Introduction to A History of Greece to the Death of Alexander the Great, Volume 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Joshua Christensen. A History of Greece to the Death of Alexander the Great, Volume 1, by John Bagnell Bury. Prefaces and Introduction. Preface to New Edition. The excavations of Sir Arthur Evans at Knossos began in the year in which the first edition of this History of Greece appeared, 1900. His amazing discoveries there, followed and supplemented by the work of other explorers on many other prehistoric sites in Crete, have transformed our knowledge of the Agean civilization of the second millennium and placed in a new focus the problems of early Greece. In consequence of these discoveries, and of other researches, among which I may mention especially Professor Ridgway's Early Age of Greece and Mr. Leaf's Troy, it has been necessary to rewrite the greater part of Chapter 1. An account of Cretan civilization is included. The view that the pre-Achaean inhabitants of Greece were not Greeks, which it seems to me no longer possible to maintain, is abandoned, and the Trojan War is recognized to be an historical event. Outside Chapter 1, a few minor changes have been made. I need only mention that the accounts of the battles of Salamis and Plataea have been partly rewritten. J.B.B. End of Preface to New Edition. Preface to First Edition. In determining the form and character of this book, I have been prompted by two convictions. One is that while, in writing a history based on the original authorities and from one's own personal point of view, it is natural and certainly easier to allow it to range into several volumes, its compression into a single volume often produces a more useful book. In the case of a new history of Greece, it seemed worthwhile to undertake the more laborious task. The other opinion which I venture to hold is this. So far as history is concerned, those books which are capable of enlisting the interest of mature readers seem to me to be best also for informing younger students. Therefore, while my aim is to help education, this book has in view a wider circle than those merely who are going through a course of school or university discipline. It was a necessary consequence of the limitations of space which I imposed upon myself that literature and art, philosophy and religion should be touched upon only when they directly illustrate or come into some specially intimate connection with the political history. It will be found that I have sometimes interpreted this rule liberally, but it is a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?